One. Hey, Numi Collective, it's Conor Brownie here on a Tuesday night, Tuesday the 11th of July. We're here tonight to have another Numi open meeting. This meeting is designed to assist people in understanding what Numi is, what glutathione is, and how they can use the product to their best advantage moving forward in the new economy. So we're so blessed tonight to have Michael Firth on tonight. Michael, really, when you hear the story, he was part of the foundation of the whole thing. So if anyone knows about this product, it's Michael. So I think with that being said, I might hand it over to you, Michael, and tell us all about Numi.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. A pleasure to be here, and also welcome to anyone watching the recording back as well. So a bit of background before I get into the Numi side of things. I often find if I'm watching a presentation, I kind of want to know who is this person and how do they qualify to talk on the topic at all. So if I take you 15 years back, 15 and a half years actually now, I was in the Australian mortgage market and absolutely had the dream job as a sales coach across Australia and New Zealand. Loved my job with a passion, but I was also finding that, and maybe you guys can relate to this, as I went through the corporate world and I got, more and more tasks and more money, I also had less and less time with my family. So I was actually at a point where I was thinking, I want my cake and eat it 15 years ago. And someone came to me with a glutathione breakthrough. And I got started with that organization in a home-based business, like we're going to talk about today. And I don't give crazy projections, we're not talking mansions and Ferraris. And I just got to the point where I equaled the same income I was earning in the corporate world with about 20% of the time. And so I was kind of a convert to the industry back then. So you're probably watching this and wondering, well, what's the relevance? So the relevance of that company was the founder was a gentleman by the name of Stephen K. Scott. And Steve became a very close friend of mine. And then Steve went into retirement and I ceased working with that particular organization. 5 years ago, Steve was looking for investors for what you're about to see today. And he immediately, as soon as we got together and worked on finding the key investors for it, his intention was not to go back into home-based business. We went through traditional retail for a little while, and then what kicked in a couple of years down the track, we all know that C word ends in a D. That thing that went around the world shut all the businesses down, and all the beauty therapists with our product and anybody else that was marketing in different parts of the world, it pretty much just ceased. So that made Steve open to considering home-based business again. And so we opened up Numi, which you're about to hear about now, and I'm going to go through a whole presentation, about 20 months ago. And we're now in 50 plus countries. We have 50,000 plus members, and we are kind of the envy of the industry. In fact, we just got rated the 7th fastest growing opportunity revenue-wise from last year to this year against all opportunities in the world. In fact, I'm going to talk about glutathione today, and we are ranked, there's in the other 6 companies ahead of us, none of them are in the glutathione space. So we're actually looking at the fastest growing glutathione related opportunity on the planet right now. So with that in mind, let me hop into the presentation. So I'm going to share some slides with you. So if you can see that, just give me a thumbs up, guys, and then I know we're nice and clear. Perfect. Awesome. So first thing I'd like to do before we start is just give you a quick income disclosure statement. 10% of the presentation at the end, I'm going to talk about the opportunity behind the breakthrough, but I want you to know that the earnings of Numi members are 100% dependent on his or her skills, work ethic, commitment, leadership, sales capabilities, and even market conditions. Across the 50 countries we're in, markets are going to be different. And we just want to make sure everyone understands this is not a job with a guarantee. This is a hard work business. And when you build it, it's very lucrative. So next thing I want to talk about is the products. We're talking about products for nutrition and skincare. Our products are not designed to treat, cure, and prevent any disease. In fact, you shouldn't hear a disease name come out of the mouth of a Numi member because our product's not around that. So the mission that we have is to empower our members to become the best versions of themselves in all of their lives. And how do we do it? Real simple, 3 things, which we're going to base the whole presentation around today: vision, innovation, and execution. So on vision, this is the gentleman I was talking about who became a very close friend of mine over the last 15 years, Steve Scott. If you don't know Steve, I'll guarantee you've been touched by some of his breakthroughs in your life, because he spent his whole life searching for breakthrough products and purchasing the rights exclusively for those and then marketing them on TV. So over the years, you would have seen many things. And the one I draw people's attention to straight away is Total Gym, right? And pretty much everyone I've ever spoken to on the planet knew Total Gym on TV at some point. In fact, it's still on TV in some countries right now. So that was a $4 billion success for Steve, along with many other things you can see. And one of the keys is Steve, his success on infomercials, he became one of the most respected people on infomercial TV. And one of his strategies was to only market what he calls a breakthrough product. And that is something that can do something that nothing else can do at such an economical price. And we're going to talk about that today. So he's also a best-selling author from many books around the world, and I've read a lot of them, and been interviewed all over the world as well. So as I fit this story together, after 30 years in health and beauty, Steve retired, but he only went into retirement for 6 weeks. And then he found what he believes now is the biggest breakthrough of his entire life. And he came out of retirement. I helped him find the investors, and then this thing kicked off. As I said, Noumi kicked off about 20 months ago. On the inception and day that we launched, we then brought on board Aaron Rennett, President and CEO. So you can read through his background there. The only thing I'll draw your attention to is that I said a minute ago, we've launched in 50 plus countries in about 20 months. And you can see there that he had a huge success with a previous company in 13 years to 37 countries. So you can see we're dwarfing the growth that's happening in other countries. So the key reason behind that, I believe, is Aaron's one of the most field responsive people I've ever dealt with in my entire life as a corporate executive. It's very rare to find somebody who actually does have the field first and foremost in the mind. Now, I've got to understand this company was started for the members, by the members, very uniquely different to other things in the market. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our Science and Medical Advisory Board. I want to point out that our Medical Advisory Board is not compensated in any way for their service. So these doctors and scientists volunteer for free because they love the product. Now, all of them have an amazing background. You can read them on the screen. These guys have all been experts in the glutathione space in some case for many decades, and they've gone through the evolution of intravenous glutathione, liposomal glutathione, precursors to glutathione, redox signaling, you name it. They've done everything, and they've come back and said there isn't anything that comes close to the breakthrough in glutathione you're about to hear about. So, and not to say those products aren't great, they all look great. All of them are about double to triple the price of what we're going to talk about today, right? So I want to draw attention to one guy here, left-hand side, Doug Harrington. So I've known Doug for quite some time. Doug was behind a test called the Pulse test, an early heart attack detection test. He also was on the Stanford heart transplant team, so pretty amazing. We've had some of these other doctors and scientists come on board just recently. The top right-hand side there, you'll see the president of the Philippine Association of Thoracic and Cardiovascular Surgeons. He just came on board. And again, I was on the first meeting. He was blown away when he saw the product. Here is a good friend of mine, top left-hand side, Gordon Crozier, wrote a book about his own recovery and glutathione because he had a big collapse in his own personal life in terms of health. If you go to the next page, Dean Stubbs is down the road from some of you in the Gold Coast, in Coomera, in fact. And Dean's on our medical advisory board, good buddy of mine, been presenting on the topic of glutathione for 15 years now. And Bethany Dixon, bottom right-hand side, she's actually created a trucker study, which proves categorically that you can reduce fatigue and increase mental alertness for drivers using our product as well. So we're going to talk about glutathione, a word you've heard a few times tonight, and often people go, what on earth is glutathione? Can't even spell it, can't pronounce it, and 15 years ago, neither could I. So glutathione, quick science lesson, it's the protector and detoxifier of your cells. So it's key to life, health, performance, protection, longevity of every human cell. So a lot of people don't know. They think, oh, it's an antioxidant. No. It's the master antioxidant. And it also recharges other less potent antioxidants, such as vitamin C, D, etc. So glutathione is one of the most studied molecules in the entire world, with 173 studies on PubMed, as compared with vitamin C with 73,000. Now, just to show you the evolution of this, when I got involved in the industry 15 and a half years ago, at that point, there was a small number of studies on glutathione and about 50 to 60,000 on vitamin C. Now it's gone whoop the other way. Why is that? Because back then there was not many people involved in the industry. And one of the reasons is glutathione's a fragile molecule that gets destroyed if you take it orally. So you're looking at new discoveries and ways to get it into the system. So that's grown over the years. So what do the doctors have to say? Most people know Dr. Oz, been on TV all over the place. He says it's the most powerful antioxidant you've never heard of, and I agree with that for most people. It's one of those keys to fighting off disease you fear most. It's called glutathione. Write it down. It's critically important. Dr. Katz, director of Yale's University Prevention Research Center, goes a bit deeper. actually says if you're chronically run down, if you're chronically fatigued, if your body isn't firing on all cylinders, low glutathione may be part of or both the cause and the effect. So as you age, what happens is your glutathione levels drop. You can see that on the slides here. By about 20 years of age, it drops 10 to 12% per decade in a completely healthy individual. But then you'll see this oxidative stress raising. As you get older, your oxidative stress levels go up. I'm sitting about here. And of course, your glutathione levels would have dropped. When they cross, that's when it opens the doors for all the nasties, because oxidative stress can lead to about 70 to 80 different negative diseases. But oxidative stress, the number one line of defense in the body against that is your own internal glutathione levels. So if you can keep them high, that's even better. So continuous attacks on your cells by invasions of toxins, heavy metals, exposure to radiation, 5G, free radicals, all these things cause and expedite the aging process. And glutathione levels are reduced even more if you have any trauma to the cells, like injuries, infections, or diseases. So glutathione levels and the benefits of that, they are associated with a number of healthy performance and anti-aging benefits, like strengthening your immune system. Everybody wants that right now. Increasing your energy, enhanced stamina and endurance, improved exercise recovery times. I had a unanimous feedback from every single athlete, some breaking world records on these products, about increased performance, mental clarity and focus, and enhanced quality and length of life. So what's the problem when we're talking about glutathione? Well, it's a fragile molecule. So if you take it orally, it won't survive the digestive tract. It'll get destroyed, making it virtually impossible to do that way. So what we've done is we wrap water clusters around our nano product, which we'll talk about in a minute, which means you don't have to get through the stomach. Okay. Molecule size is another big one. Sometimes I say to people, trying to get a molecule of glutathione into the cell is like trying to drive a bus through a keyhole. It's just impossible unless you actually nano-size the ingredient itself. And that's what we do here at Numi. So short half-life is another one. If you don't know what that term means, it means how long does something stay in your system. So glutathione has a very short half-life. So I mentioned before glutathione OVs, and they'll boost your glutathione levels, absolutely. But they're very expensive and they decrease very, very quickly. So you might have to get them almost daily, really, to get a proper effect. Whereas if you swish with us, you can swish which we're going to talk about the product in a minute, you can do that literally every hour or more if you like. So let's talk about the innovation that we've brought to the table and the solution. So Hydrostat nanotechnology is what we own. And effectively, if you look at this diagram on the right, real layman explanation, regular cell absorption, something's too big versus tiny little things more will get in. We're going to take your knowledge on that a bit deeper though. So a supplement's just as good as its bioavailability. Okay, and we used to say that we've solved the bioavailability and absorption issue. We've also solved the cell utilization issue as well through nanotechnology, which I'll show you. So a lot of companies out there, and I'm not going to turn this one around because I'm not going to go to court, but this is someone else's product, and they proudly tell you about how much ingredient is in there. But the problem is pumping high quantities of ingredient into a supplement doesn't improve its effectiveness because most of it goes down the toilet. And if people have gut issues, one of the biggest challenges facing human health today through GMO foods and rubbish like that, of course, people's absorption levels are even more hindered. So the delivery mechanism is the only way to change it. And that's where we bring you to cell size and our nanotechnology. So if you look at a human hair, if I were to pluck one out and show you on the screen, that's 80 to 100,000 nanometers to put in perspective. Now we shrink our ingredients down between 10 and 100 nanometers, in some cases under 10 nanometers. So they're smaller enough to be absorbed by human cells, and the molecules in other supplements are just too large. And if here's a picture, there's ours on the left and there's on the right. This slide will where the penny really will drop for everybody in terms of how nanotechnology actually works, okay? So our cells only absorb the section of a molecule that they can touch, a bit like Pac-Man, you'll see that. So that's what it's picked up. But nanosizing ingredients increases the surface area so that the cells can use the entire molecule, okay? So 200 times greater than non-nano-sized ingredients. So again, I've had in the past, and a lot of them have come on board, naturopaths and people like that, but I have had naturopaths go, how many milligrams? I'm like, well, it's impossible to compare. Oh no, I always compare how many milligrams. I'm like, yeah, but you could have 1,000 milligrams over here and one over here, and ours is actually getting in touch with the cell and absorbing, and the other one's got 99% going down the toilet, and the molecules are too big to absorb, so you can't really compare them at all. It's impossible. So our delivery mechanism is hydrostat. And so we wrap our ingredients in water clusters for protection, not just any water, ultra purified water. We make this ourselves in our lab, in our head office in Utah. And that means we don't have to get through the gut. Your body can actually absorb it before it gets to the stomach. Now, if you're comparing it to other breakthroughs I talked about, which some people think are nanotechnology, like liposomal, firstly, the particle sizes are not 10 nanometers, they're much bigger. Secondly, they're absorbed with lipids, which are fats. Now, fats can attract toxins. So the difference here is ultra purified water. You've got no chance of toxins coming in as well. So that brings us to our first product and the benefits of NutraSwish. Okay, so this product, using our nanotechnology, all you need to do is take the lid off and then literally swish, okay, and you experience all these benefits: immune boost, joint support, cognitive health, clean and sustained energy, and rapid recovery. This is the ingredients list. Now, there's a couple of other things in there as well, which are just minor ingredients, but the full list you can find on Noumi.com. The ones doing all the work are the ultra-purified water first, glutathione, we've talked about that. Now, cysteine. Cysteine is one of the building blocks of glutathione, glutamic acid, glycine, and cysteine. So we give you cysteine, which wouldn't get through the digestive process, but it does through nanotechnology. So all those companies with glutathione precursors that double the price, or Radox signaling at 3 times the price, those companies have great products, but they're trying to help your body to produce glutathione. We're giving you instant glutathione immediately within 30 seconds in the bloodstream and 70 seconds into the organs. Plus, we're giving you cysteine, which will help your body continue to produce glutathione, nulling out the need for those precursors or those other ideas. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but vitamin C and curcumin help glutathione do a better job. So we put numbers in as well. So this product comes from 3 angles. So about the cheapest products I've seen on the market would be certain liposomals, but you would have to purchase 3 different ones to get the same ingredients you're showing here, making it, again, 3 times the price. So let's talk about the directions. All you do is pour a capful of this, that's 1 teaspoon, swish it in your mouth for 30 seconds, and unlike mouthwash, you can swallow. We do have boxers winning their fights who spit it out, but there are other ingredients that will still get through the gut, like the curcumin and the vitamin C, and then repeat. Now, some people look at this slide and said, that's not the way I've had it explained to me, and this would be true. Most people are using 2 capfuls, which is 1 serving, swishing that in the morning or the afternoon. Now, this bottle is a 30-day supply, giving you enough for 60 capfuls, if you like. So that's how it's used. Now, testimonials. If there's anyone skeptical watching this, good on you, because this would be your opposite, no, your exact copy. Natalie Jenkins here on the Sunshine Coast, friend of a friend, very skeptical. And I said, look, I'll just give you the product and we'll, you know, as long as you promise to give us some feedback. And this is where this testimonial came from. So she said after day 1, she slept super well. She said, if that was it, I'm over the moon. But then by day 13, she said, I was clear and training better than I had in years. And it gave her back the endurance and recovery she had in her elite fighting years. Now, put in perspective, she was a judo Olympian and a 4 times women's boxing champion. And so she had amazing feedback. Some people eat well and eat green and go, well, how do we know Natalie does? You know, I'm vegan. Well, fantastic. This is a vegan triathlete. But he immediately, within seconds, knew that the product was in his body. He said through amazing focus and brain clarity, because you cannot possibly, it's impossible just eating things that do help produce cysteine, like broccoli or asparagus. You would have to back a truck of it in your mouth, and even then you won't get anywhere near to the levels you were boosting here. So after 4 days, he had a tremendous increase in energy and found a disinterest in coffee. And after week 1, his running speed, muscle strength, and everything became noticeably better, and even recovery was speedier as well. So let's take the same nano concept and talk about the skin product. So we have a Noumi Skin Mist using the nanotechnology, and all we do is literally spray the product in our face, and everything, the particles are so small. In fact, I've got a friend who's a skincare educator, and she says most ingredients that you put on your face, 0.03% absorb to the last layer because the particles are too big. So in our case, with the nanoparticles, you can help to reduce the pore size, lift and firm the skin. I'll show you some examples of this. Reduce the appearance of fine-lined wrinkles, smooth skin texture, brightens and even skin tones, and fights skin aging pollutants. So these are the ingredients. You see some common ones: the ultra-purified water, glutathione, but also hyaluronic acid. If you don't know what that does, that attracts up to 1,000 times its own weight in moisture and helps plump the skin. Curcumin is good at drying out certain parts of the skin and preventing breakouts. Collagen is also about elasticity, or the springs in your mattress, like a mattress would be, and that helps keep the skin tight as well. Okay, so how to use this? Real simple. Spray it about 10 inches from your skin, and that can be done for ladies before or after makeup. Let it air dry. Don't need to rub it in, and then repeat those steps. It says here twice a day. I know people, I might be guilty of too, that every time you walk past the bathroom, you want to spray it again because your skin looks magnificent after a few days. And so you can pair it with other things. Most ladies throw out half a dozen products and now only have one to buy, saving them a fortune, because this one gets results. And but they might keep an SPF or a moisturizer or something like that. Everyone's individual. Some people don't even use moisturizer in a humid climate. So these are all real before and afters, and none of these photos are filtered or retouched, and none of them have used Botox filters or any cosmetic procedure at all. This is Sherry, the very first person we gave the product to in the USA. And I've had people say, oh, it looks like it's Photoshopped. So what I would suggest to you is we set you a challenge. Get hold of the product, spray one side of your face only for an entire month. I dare everybody do that. This is another great one. Tatiana is a beauty therapist in the US, in Latin America. This was 8 days, and you can see the difference from the skin tone and pore size. This is our founder, Steve Scott, and after 7 weeks, you can see the difference in his skin there dramatically. Steve is 74, just so we're clear. This is actually Mary Lou from Hawaii. In just 2 weeks, you can see the softness in the skin. I saw that in 3 days, by the way, myself. And then this is a Nigerian lady, so we like to show that all skin types have a huge impact with it. And you can see that after 4 weeks. And this is the friend of my skincare educator friend in South Australia. And my friend, didn't notice the huge difference till we compared the photos. But yes, she has her eyebrows done. Yes, she had her lips done. But look at around the lip at the bottom, the huge difference from this to that side now. And look at the brightness in the skin, the difference in that as well, and the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And this one epitomizes what I'm saying about tightening skin and eliminating a turkey neck for this lady. It's just like a facelift. So we could have, knowing Steve as an infomercial giant, we could have gone to the world in infomercials. Now, why didn't we do that? We would have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it. Well, one reason is that Steve wanted to help his friends, myself and a few others, and said, okay, if you want to go back and help home-based business, let's do it, because it capitalizes on the number one way to grow a business. And I used to be in advertising many years ago for many years, but I knew that word of mouth, nothing beats word of mouth, okay? Interestingly, the home-based business industry has many names: direct selling, network marketing, multi-level marketing. The industry is twice my age. I'm 54. The industry is over 100 years old. And the results is interesting. In the last few years since COVID, the industry took a spike up. It's 3% growth since 2020 and 128 million people involved now. And that's a 12% increase there. Now, in the same period, Noumi, in less than 2 years, we're open in 50 countries. And that's because of everything you can see on the screen here, which I'm going to cover off now. So firstly, membership. We wanted to disrupt the nutrition industry. We've done that. We disrupted the skincare industry. Well, we're disrupting the entire home-based business industry by giving away things that other people charge for. So firstly, Steve wrote a program called Master Strategies of Super Achievers. And I say, and I mean it, if you want to be a millionaire, take one to lunch. Steve sold $4 billion in total. So wouldn't you sit down and have a listen? He's got a program which sells for $400. You can get that for free just by being a member. We have Amber Brown, our official Noumi Fit coach. She has a $200 program that we just give away. You can play that on your phone and stream it. And we know that people like to travel. I've just come back from Ayers Rock, for example. Then we have a Noumi Voyager program, which some of the home-based businesses charge up to $1,000 a year for to get 70% off all your travel. We give it away. So there is no membership fees and there is no charge for any of these things. You just get it by being a member. That includes tools. Steve Scott, the founder, said, let's give people every tool they need to build the business without charging for it. So we have a thing called a Noumi app, which a lot of companies charge up to $15 a month for, US, I might add. This does everything you could possibly need, from social media, videos, testimonials, the works, and even a recording of what I'm doing right now is in there. You could send to someone. It'll tell you when they've watched it, when they finish watching it, the works. We have all the Facebook pages set up for you. If you want to set your own up, you can. You don't need to, because all the testimonials, before and after photos, and live stream interviews are in there. In fact, anyone who is a member, if you want to share your own testimony, you need to put it in here first for approval. That way we eliminate any medical conditions being mentioned. So you apply to join the group. answer the entry questions, and then once you agree to the group's rules, you're in. In addition to that, once you become a member, there's the Noumi member group, and that's where we put the trainings, the announcements, and the community is. And again, you just apply, answer all the questions, and click agree group rules, and you'll be in. So we have a Noumi guarantee, regardless of the type of membership you choose. So if you subscribe to the product, for example, an auto ship and get a discount, then you can cancel it tomorrow. There's no lock-in contracts. Again, if you use the product and you don't like it, you can send it back and get your money back, but you will be making history because you'll be the odd one out, I can guarantee you. But it's there. And then, of course, free product. Who doesn't love free product? So I'm going to show you how you get lots of free product depending on which way you get started. So first thing to draw your attention to, the bottom of the screen, it says when compared with a $65 bottle. That's $65 US. Now, if you don't know that, that is half the price of a glutathione precursor at 65 US. Half the price, right? So, but if you subscribe, you pay 50 US. So we're even at our retail price, we're less than the others. So an essential pack would be just 2 products, $100 US for 2 bottles of product, saving $30 on the retail. A quarterly pack, which you can buy every week if you like. It's just named a quarterly pack. There's enough product in there for a quarter for somebody. You get 6 bottles, and we'll give you a 7th one bottle for free. And you save $155 on the retail price. A lifestyle kit, which is very popular in the Australian region. I'll tell you why in a minute. $500 US for 12 bottles. You get 2 bottles for free, saving $280 on retail. And the bundle pack is the most popular pack down here by a country mile. And the reason behind that is with $1,000 US, you're getting 5 bottles of product for free. But we also are NFR. What does that mean? We're not for retail, meaning in Australia, you can buy the product for personal consumption. You cannot sell it to a non-member at the moment until we're fully registered. So that means and it takes up to 4 weeks to get delivered from the US. So you want as much product on hand as possible so that when someone joins, you can go immediately, listen, take this one home, flick me one back as soon as yours arrive. And that's how the business grows really, really fast. So the bundles packs are enormously cheaper than the other methods, and they're also very popular because people have a lot of product in hand to build the business fast. Let's talk about compensation. I said it'll be about 10 minutes. We have a transparent compensation plan, and it was designed by the members, right? A guy called Alex Monterosa, one of the members, designed it, and it pays way more than anybody else in the market. No one can come close to us. Why is that? If you took a kilogram of ingredient in say, capsules, you're going to make 200 to 400 bottles of a product. If you take a kilogram, and most of that goes down the toilet. If you take a kilogram of ingredient and put it in hydrostat, we can make tens of thousands of bottles of product and keep the price undercutting everyone and have heaps more money to put back in the comp plan. So it's not possible for a traditional company to come close to what we pay. In fact, we reported on the Business from Home magazine the other day that we pay out at last year 53% on average. That's of the real dollar. A lot of companies will say, well, we're paying 50% of the BV. What's that mean? Oh, that's 35% of the actual dollar. So we make sure it's transparent. So 1 point equals $1. There's weekly payouts and monthly payouts. And the weekly ones, it works this way, real simple. As the introducing member, or word we use in the industry, sponsor, you earn 25% on welcome bonuses for any preferred customers, retail customers, professional customers, new distributors. So anyone who joins you as a member or anything, you'll get 25% on. But the power in this business model, why we grew so fast, is that who do they know, the people you introduce, that you don't know? So as your business grows, you can earn up to 6 generations more at 3%, right, based on the rank. That's a 43% total payout on the actual dollar on weekly customers and new enrollments. Then let's talk about the monthly ones. There's a few bonuses here. The first bonus is called the power of 3. How does that work? When you have 3 active members, each just purchasing one of each product each month, then on the first level, you'll earn a $50 recurring bonus in addition to your weekly commissions. Then teach that basic baby step that everybody knows they can do. It's only 3 people. Then you'll earn 250 instead of 50. Then teach it one more level, and then you'll earn 1,500 per month, US, that is. So that's about 2,200 Aussie. And what would you do with 2,200 Aussie a month extra? Most people look at the rents that have gone up. In fact, we just bought an investment property and realized that first home buyers in Australia are coming off the 2% fixed rates, going on to 6%. They are going to increase their monthly payments by $700 a week. It's nuts. So there's going to be a lot of bloodshed on the streets in terms of real estate very soon. So once you complete one of these power of 3, you can then do another one if you want. So you can build as many as you like. And you qualify for this after the first 30 days of business. Now, other bonuses in the monthly. We also have a uni level and an infinity bonus. So members automatically qualify to receive 7% 3 levels deep. And then as you grow your business to what we call 3-star and above, we'll pay all 7 levels. And then higher ranks beyond 3-star, which I'll show you what they are in a second, you can then qualify for an infinity bonus from level 8 to infinity, but it has a cap according to the rank that you have of anywhere up to $2,500 a month, up to $15,000 a month for that one bonus. Now, full details are on this slide. So you can see here, as you become a member, you immediately qualify for 3 levels deep. As you grow to 1-star, which is senior member with 1,500 turnover total, you get an extra level. And you can see as your volume continues to grow, you keep cracking another level deep. So there's an incentive to keep growing the team. There's no structural requirements at all till you hit 3-star. And then the infinity bonuses kick in at our higher ranks. Okay. So if you're wondering, looking at this screen, I can give you a couple of, and this is not suggesting you'll earn this. It's just saying based on the last 20 months of business, the average 1-star actually earns 1,800 US a month, which is about 2,200, 2,500 Aussie. The average diamond is earning 6 figures annual income. And the average crown, of which there is now 3 of us and about 3 more on the way, is on about 30,000 US per month. So you can see some people want to build it as a career. Some people just want to, replace an income entirely. Some people just want to top up the pennies on the side. Final bonus is the leadership bonus pool. So right across the world, we put 6% of global volume of the monthly purchases away. And then depending on your rank, if you're a 2-star, you can share in the global pool with 1% of that. As you grow to higher ranks, you'll get another percentage all the way. And it's cumulative, which means if you're a crown, you get all 6% of every pool. So when you're watching this and the recording, I might add, do me a favor, just tell the person who invited you, are you an A, ready to get started? B, want more information? There's plenty of videos they can send you. They can send you a video every day for the next 30 days out of our app and never run out. Or maybe just want to try the product, and that's fantastic. You're going to be in for a treat because it's a very rare individual doesn't come out and go, wow, using the products. So reach out to the person who invited you to the presentation and get your questions answered. And I want to thank you for today. Now, we are on a recording presentation. We're going to stop that now, and then we're going to open up for questions for those who are here live. I'll hand you back to Greg. You're muted, buddy.
Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll stop recording now and move forward. Thank you.